Hi, my name is Nevin Watson, and I'm interviewing my grandpa, whose name is Papa Duck, or Jerry Small. I'm going to ask him a few questions about the 60s. So first question, do you remember the Vietnam War? If so, did you have any relatives or people who you knew that fought in it?
Yes, I do remember the Vietnam War. My younger brother, George Small, went to Vietnam and flew helicopters, and he got shot down twice and got 2 Purple Hearts. But thank God he's still alive, and he's a good golfer.
Well, that's cool. Do you also remember when Kennedy was assassinated?
I certainly do. When Kennedy was assassinated, I was a student at the University of Maryland.
All right.
And when I came... Okay, is that it?
Oh, well, you can keep going.
Okay, and when I came back from taking a chemistry exam, one of my friends told me that the president had been shot. This was a Friday afternoon. And I said, oh, don't kid around, that's not even funny. So I went in and turned on the radio, and I heard something about it, and I still didn't believe it. And then I went down into the dorm, to the lounge in the dormitory, and they had a TV, and it was on TV. Then I started believing it.
Well, what about at his funeral? Where were you then?
Well, the night before his funeral, my friends and I went down to Washington, D.C., because we were only 8 miles away, and we went to go through the rotunda and pay respects to the coffin, and we had to march all the way from the Capitol, way down East Capitol Street, around D.C. Stadium, all the way back, and just before we went into the Capitol Rotunda, they closed the doors, because Jackie Kennedy came down to kneel at the coffin, and you can see that on documentation. And after she left, they opened the doors, and we went through, paid our respects to the president, and then we went out for breakfast, and then we went and sat on the Lincoln Memorial and watched the whole procession go by.
What do you remember about the Civil Rights Movement exactly?
There was a lot of violence and a lot of law breaking, but finally the Republicans pushed through all the legislation that was necessary to get the Civil Rights movement on track. They passed the Great Society legislation, also the Voting Rights Act, and to this day many people do not give the Republicans credit, but if you look through the Federal Register you'll find out that Everett Dirksen from Illinois and a lot of Republicans made that happen.
Well, what was the event that kind of jolted you the most during the Civil Rights Movement?
What to me the most?
Like, kind of affected you the most, that you felt kind of made you the most?
The thing that affected me the most is when I saw on TV where they were beating black people with sticks.
Do you remember which event that was?
There were a lot of events like that, unfortunately, but probably the one where they were going across that bridge in Mississippi.
Oh, I think you're talking about Bloody Sunday then.
It could be. I can't remember which day of the week it was.
Oh, right. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you, Nevin.
All right.
And one other question. Who has the best grandfather in the world?
I do.
Thank you.